Hello, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect, and here once again, here live on TalkShoe.com. Thanks so much for joining me here on this great day, this great Wednesday evening. I hope you're having a good time a blessed time. And everyone else here, got some nice guests on the chat room. And remember, if you want to call in about the show and everything else, remember, ladies and gentlemen, the way you can get in and to sit in and get in is to, you can use your internet connection to connect to me, Dukect. You got a mic, you got a headset mic, bam, you can connect to me that way. Or if you want to do the old-fashioned way of dial-up or, all that type of stuff, remember the number is 605-562-0444. Once again, the number is 605-562-0444. And the call ID connecting me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. And if you just want to sit there and, don't want to call in, chat rooms are always free. You sit back, nice little chatting, nice little rooms here, and everything else. What up, guest 3? How you doing? Hope you're having a good time, and hi back to yourself. And wow, this past weekend, oh boy, let's get into the salt. My gosh, so much salt on Game of Thrones, and then you have the pro wrestling stuff, and all the stuff that came around here. Gosh, oh goodness, that stuff here is just a lot of people are upset. I can feel the frustration of it, because personally, it's not the first time I've seen people upset at a finale of the show, of any type of show. People were pissed off, I believe, of how you make your mother. People were pissed off the Alf finale back in the day. You had Lost, which I thought that was a decent ending, but a lot of people were pissed off about that. A lot of people probably didn't not like the way, some other stuff that ended, season finales. Well, people got really upset. So much so that a petition has been signed. And right now, as I will get here, ladies and gentlemen, it is still going up, and the petition on change.org, and I honestly think the people who have made this has been pissed off about this. I wonder if they sit back and say this website is a mistake. Because right now, and I'm looking at it live right here, it is almost to 1,500,000 signatures. Oh my goodness. And people are still signing right now. So by the end of the show, hey, what's up, Dylan? How you doing? Just created an account. That's nice. Hopefully that you're here and you're doing the stuff here. That's awesome. Share the stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. I like the people to share it and all that good stuff. Hopefully this is this will not just be a petition, ladies and gentlemen, of remake Game of Thrones season 8 with competent writers. It is made over it is around 1,500,000. It has got almost that many signatures. And I don't know how many people are actually pissed, or just mostly people who are trolls or whatever. And I'll put the link here right here, and I will give the screenshot of it in the link will be in the description. And by the way, if you want to look at it, there it is. You want to go, click on Let's Link over and see it. By gosh, it is. I'm not kidding you. Read a book. Read the book when it's eventually finished, which J.R. Martin says is going to be a bit of changes, supposedly, which is a bit laughable. Or if you're that mad, just make some fan fiction up. There's fanfiction.net, there's, AO3, there's other places, DeviantArt, you got, this stuff and the other. You have places you can get if you're so mad at the ending, you can go and actually start to, write your own story and such. I have no idea why people would be this angry, but I think a lot of people who are angry at this show, because it's so passionate. I never seen people get mad at an ending like this before. I mean, Sopranos people got mad at the ending. I mean, I don't remember people getting mad at the ending of Oz or Past by Oz or The Wire. I think a lot of people, that show, a lot of people look at that and say that show was, people see that, Dalen R. Krabs, like, I've heard the books are way better. I've only read the first one because I didn't get into the phenomenon that much. I never read the books. I watched the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones. I watched the first thing. You should. It's really good. You should. The Wire is a really good show. And the opening credits are just really good songs, too. Different variations of the same song. Really good stuff. You should go and check that out. Wire's really good. Other show that had a really good finale was Legend of Avatar, The Last Airbender. I think that was a finale that actually made everyone happy. That made everyone happy. That, at the end of the day, that actually helped was, I think people will like that. People like that. I think people like that ending. And, I think that was a good positive ending. But, yeah, this stuff here was not, I think a lot of people are still passionate about that type of, I think a lot of people are angry. A lot of people are, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was some good stuff, Shipyard Workers. I love but season 3 and 4, I think, really do a really good job. I like the newspaper aspect and the way Snoop and all of them just came together. I love, The Wire was great. And I like the fact that the police officers and the people, it wasn't just a cop show. It was a show basically about Baltimore and how it was, and no one's really that upset about that type of stuff. People that are like, upset about that, the finale though. No, I don't remember that. But yeah, I think the show got so much, a lot of people, just a lot of good stuff. The show was really great. And then the finale was, I think a lot of people are upset at the Game of Thrones finale, as you had Bram. I think the dude in the wheelchair who got basically murked at the guy in the wheelchair. That guy became the Game of Thrones and such one, and people are mad about that. Yeah. But then again, I look at the New York Post. Supposedly, a lot of people, I will put the link in the description as well, say that a new poll showed the majority of Game of Thrones fans enjoyed the show's recent finale, despite online outrage over the HBO's drama conclusion. But, But then again, the survey found also 42% of the fans were left frustrated by the ending. And I can see why. I think one of the main problems of the show is that they rushed too much. I think that's the issue of the show at the end of the day. Exactly. Well, yeah, it's, cops. Well, human beings, It's the dichotomy of human beings with The Wire. Is that criminals can have, higher morals than the people supposedly of some people who protect our streets and such. And, reality and fiction seems to, commingle with that. But yeah, back to Game of Thrones. It's, a lot of things you had the Starbucks cup on one episode. Then you had the bottled water. Just really weird production issues, too. So, I didn't watch the show, and I'm going to say this right now, I didn't watch it, and I'm a fan of Game of Thrones, but the stuff I see in media and such, I'm like, ooh, yeah, this stuff did not look good. But yeah, and here's the really things like that is, the crazy thing is, the showrunners of Game of Thrones, they're going to be headlining the Star Wars movies. So yeah, it's going to get even worse. It's going to probably get just a lot of people are going to be even more madder and such. Because, hey, what franchise right now needs this type of pissed off fan base? Star Wars, because they haven't made a decent game in how many years now? They haven't made a decent movie in a pretty long while now. Dylan, I give up Star Wars. It sucks now. Yeah, I know, but you know what the frustrating part about all this? We didn't have any good games, you know? At least you would have some good games or books or comics. The stuff I looked at, the books and comics, are not that interesting or good and such. But maybe I'll need to go and read them eventually. But the video games, the Battlefronts, the whole microtransaction fiasco, no thanks, you know? Yeah, what can I say but yikes on that one? Oh gosh, Star Wars. I mean, they have just in the new Star Wars game. When it comes out, we haven't seen any gameplay, but you know, you have to basically redo Force Unleashed and such. I mean, goodness. I mean, oh Lord forbid we actually have something like because a GTA version of Star Wars, you know, a GTA version of Star Wars, that would have been great. Now we get this thing. Blandy McBland, being the Star, the Jedi Fallen Order, and I just can't wait to see how that just and I like the fact that during the Star Wars celebration, the guy showed up and said, "We are not going to have any microtransactions in this. We're going to be a solo," and they got cheers. I'm like, the standards have gotten so low, so low that. Oh gosh, we're finally getting a single-player Star Wars game! Yay! That's it. That's how low we have fallen for Star Wars. Ugh. And that's how low we have fallen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see, Timmy Zahn trilogy. I have to do that eventually. And let's see, Hair of the Empire, Dark Force Rising, The Last Command. That seems to be really good. I'll look those things up, but. Yeah, it's frustrating with Star Wars and stuff, and a lot of people are angry. A lot of people are frustrated and mad. But I honestly just sit back and laugh at it because you know why? It's because, I sit here and I'm like, I would think that people would be, I think this season 8 did not really gel it because they rushed it. And that's to me why, if you're a Star Wars fan, the one of the few remaining, would have to be really worried about what the next Star Wars is. Because if they just want to rush production, it seems like they were just rushing production just so they can get to Star Wars. And I worry because if you're supposed these guys rush production to get something done, like really just quick, and they're not going to take the time and effort, you might see stuff like a Starbucks cup or heck a perfume or something that's like heck. I wouldn't be surprised if I might see a remote or something during the Star Wars movies and such. I would look at this and say, oh my gosh, production values. No one I still can't believe they actually let that Starbucks cup there. I'm like, did anyone in production catch? Because I know they watched all this stuff before it went on HBO and all the subscriptions and stuff. Did no one actually check through and looked about this and say, okay, all right, let's make sure post-production and everything else? And I'm like, wow, they didn't have any post-production at all. That was just terrible. That was horrible. And that's the frustrating thing about that, is that these I mean, it just looks like these people just did not care. They did not have any type of connection. They didn't have anything else. They didn't have any type of way to actually, make sure everyone, the studio, stuff like that, to actually say, okay, this thing is out here, let's cut that out, or just cut the scene entirely with that whole thing there. And if you're rushing towards it, and this stuff here, the showrunners have that type of stuff, that production values with Game of Thrones, a high-end HBO production. Very high-end. HBO is high-end on the cable TV such. And I worry what they're going to do with Star Wars. I hope Kathleen Kennedy, the much maligned Kathleen Kennedy, will make sure to say, hey, you can't be slacking off on this. This is my baby. We're going to make sure that this thing goes right. I don't know if she can or not, but it looked like it's not going to be. My hope is that they do. They actually get this stuff ready. Because if they don't, well, let's just say things are going to get worse before they get better. But anyway, we're going to take a small little break here. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about some wrestling here. About WWE, the pro wrestling version of Soul, because there's been some salt on the pro wrestling Twitter as of late. There's been salt, a lot of it, all over Twitter and the Facebook and everything else, and all the stuff here. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and we will be right back right after this. Hopefully you guys, gals, and everyone else in between sticks around. And the music selection will be all OC Remix songs because they're awesome. And we're going to listen to some OC Remix. And, let's listen to some... let's see. This is from OC Remix, Super Mario 64 Portrait of a Plumber. Go download the album. It's great. I highly recommend it. And let's see. Wings to the Sky. Powerful Mario. We're going to listen to that. And then right after this, we will get into the WWE as the salt. We will mine the salt mine. That is the WWE Twitter stuff here. So we'll be right back right after this here live on the Dukect Lounge. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for listening to me, Dukect, live on TalkShoe.com. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for sitting down on this Wednesday evening with me, Dukect. And, well, it's been a very interesting one. A nice little rant and such. But but if you want to join me, remember the phone number is 605-562-0444. Once again, the number is 605-562-0444. And the show ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the show ID is 92417. And if you just want to sit there and you can't really use the phone, you can also connect via the internet. Bam, you have a headset, mic, and you can just go. You have the internet. Well, you're listening to me live on the internet. You can just go in. Bam! There it is. Connect to me right there and talk with me live right there or right here live on the show. If not, there's always the chat room, and I love the chat room, and I love the engagement. That's all we can do. That's really cool. But no, what also was cool was WWE's the Salt with the WWE, the pro wrestling version of the Salt. Man, it was a lot of it. And let's talk about Money in the Bank. A lot of people were leaving that pay-per-view. There was a lot of things wrong with that pay-per-view. People were angry at. First, the refereeing. You had a lot of just weird stuff that the referees didn't know what they were doing. It seemed like some were out of position. Some counted, didn't do their counts. Some just broke up pins when they didn't need to, i.e., for example, Miz versus Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon had his foot on a rope on a no disqualification cage match. That should not break up the pin, but it did, which makes no sense. It didn't really play into the story, and people just got frustrated, and the Miz looked like even more of a goof. While he lost to a shirtless Shane McMahon because, well, that feud is pretty much done. Who cares? But anyway, yeah, there was a lot of weird stuff that happened on there on Money in the Bank. But here's the most thing that people were pissed off at. It was the Money in the Bank ladder match, the main event. of the evening. You had all these guys fight for this the Money in the Bank ladder match, and it looked like one of the fresh young faces, Mustafa Ali, looked like he was going to win, but then Brock Lesnar's music showed up, as he was the last person, even though, because, Sami Zayn was taken out by some mysterious assailant who knocked him down and such like that, and it looks like it was probably Brock Lesnar or something, or some other person, who cares. It was, and then Brock Lesnar came in, knocked down the cameraman, knocked down Ali, beating him up, and then took the Money in the Bank briefcase, and the anger of the internet salt followed. And it was amazing. I loved it. I was sitting there, I was like, wow, the people who are just so upset. They're angry. A lot of people are angry and frustrated. But then that was nothing compared to what happened the next night. People look at Brock Lesnar doing his little, listening to and stuff. The Money in the Bank looked like it's like a boom box from the 90s. That was nice. People seemed to have fun with that. Then you had the 24/7 belt, which looked like garbage. Which I like the belt. I like the belt is fine, but it could have been better. A lot better. It did not look good, and the fans crapped on it, and poor Mick Foley. Two times in a row, people were just booing the heck out of the belts he debuted. He can't get no love. It's amazing. Mick Foley used to get love, but no more. Mick doesn't get no love no more. It's sad. It's sad how Mick Foley can't get no more love. And then people were mocking it, and then you had Robert Roode, Bobby Roode, whoever, I think Titus O'Neil won the championship first, and then next thing you know, he got pinned by Robert Roode, and they chased him around, chased around, until Robert Roode, saw R-Truth going to SmackDown, saying, hey, R-Truth hit him, and then next thing you know, R-Truth had a referee in his car, and, bam, beats Robert Roode for the 24/7 championship, and then he just drove off to SmackDown, and everyone else is chasing after him. And honestly, this stuff is amazing. It's amazing how things turn around. People didn't like it, but my gosh, Truth is making this fun, and I think he'll hold that belt for at least maybe a week or two until he'll probably lose it to someone like Lars or something. I don't know who's gonna hold that belt for a long time. But I think I would not be surprised if the WWE smart, they'll have someone like, say, Lars hold it, then you have Braun Strowman and Lars fight for it, and you're gonna see him and them fight for it, and then you have a really like something like Undertaker match and such. Like when Undertaker held that hardcore belt back in the day, and no one really wanted to challenge him. The 24/7 rule pretty much died when he held it. It was that type of, no one wanted to mess with him. And I think someone like, say, I know Lars is, terrible, all that stuff. But he's there. We can't really do nothing about it. So I think someone like Lars and like Braun Strowman, both of these guys just beating the hell out of each other for the belt, would be nice. A way to really introduce these figures and such. And, keep them busy. And then you can have someone beat, Trick Braun or Lars. Or heck, when they both have those matches or something, someone comes in, pins, maybe like a Ali or someone like a Ricochet or someone like that, takes advantage of it, beats one of them, and then chase off and just have, and continue on. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I mean, if they do have a Lars type, someone trying to beat, a bigger, strong guy for it, I hope he holds it for at least for a good 6 months and such. That sort of thing. Make him really earn that. Make it say, 24 hours. But it needs to have that type of craziness go on until, say, a SummerSlam, and then have that type of wackiness once upon it. The wackiness has to be there should be stops and pauses, that sort of thing. It'd be really fun to do so, to really make sure that the show continues to be interesting and engaging. I think that to me is the best way to do it. If not, I don't know what else to do with the. I don't know what else to do with it, because again, hopefully they'll do something right. And then again, WWE has so many championships on their totem pole. It just makes you wonder why add another one. But hey, if it works, huzzah! If not, well, you can always cut one loose or something. Or have it sent down to NXT and never talk about it ever again. But that's just my personal thing. And what else can we? Man, I started the show off really late, and again, I am sorry for that. And it looks like we're doing pretty well, and I think we're doing good in time. But let's see what else. Other things got salt. Let's see. I could talk what other stuff I can. People were pissed off this past couple of weeks and such. Seeing how. We talk a little more about what happened in Game of Thrones and such, but I don't think that I can really. I dug more in that type of stuff. It's not much of you can really say. I mean, I could go to the sports territory. That's how the Washington Nationals continue to lose. But hey, I can go into that and be salty at the end of the day. But I think I'm good with that. But also, I could talk about LaQuisha. But no, I'm going to save that for later. Yes, it's on Amazon Prime. And yes, I did see it. And I got some things to say about it. I'll wait to see that, ladies and gentlemen. That will be a fun review later on. But you know what? I think we're going to end it right here. It's been a fun little podcast. Some really good stuff here. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Thank you so much for Dylan to really make Dylan R.N. Crab to be a part of this. Felicia Claiborne, guest 3, 4, guest 11 who left. A shame, but hey, people just need to go in and leave. But hey, it's nice for you guys, gals, to stay around and stick with me, Dukect T, for this evening. Anyway, this is Dukect T here. Peace and love. You will catch the show not just on YouTube, but also on BitChute, FreakingAwesomeNetwork.com, and on Manic Expression. And do not worry, my G1 Supercar review will hopefully be done by this weekend. Yeah, it's in the editing phase, so it's gonna be a fun one. Anyway, this is Dukect here. Peace, love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.